We at WION World is One have been constantly tracking all the developments from Washington, D.C. And just a short while ago, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi held his first formal in-person interaction with the U.S. President Joe Biden. The two leaders discussed various issues, the Indo-Pacific, climate change, the coronavirus pandemic, among others. The high-stakes bilateral meeting lasted for around 90 minutes. Our executive editor Palki Sharma is in Washington, D.C., closely tracking the Indian Prime Minister's U.S. visit, bringing us all the insights from ground. Listen in.
Right, the camaraderie was for the cameras to see. It's been captured well. You've seen the handshakes, you've seen the backslapping. Clearly, it was an easy equation. We have been telling our viewers over the past couple of days that this is not the first time that these two leaders are engaging with each other. 7 years back in 2014, when Prime Minister Modi came here, Joe Biden hosted him. Joe Biden is a career politician. He's been in the business for, 5 decades now. He knows how to work with all sides. And India is a very, very, very important partner for America. I can't underline that enough. So it only makes sense for the U.S. to roll out the red carpet. So the Vice President on one day, the President on the second day, they're meeting, they're greeting, they're hosting. They want very much to work with India. Very interestingly, apart from all the things that everyone spoke about that will come up, the regular issues were brought up: Afghanistan, climate change, terrorism, China. I'm assuming that's not something that they spelled out. They talked about Gandhi. They talked about non-violence. They talked about something very important: the trusteeship of the planet. That you need to take ownership of where your world is going, and you need to take the lead and fix the things that need to be fixed. That's a very important dimension. So what you see here is India talking to America as another world leader and trying to shape the course of not just this relationship, but what impact and what bearing it has on the rest of the world. So all in all, looked like a very productive and constructive meeting to me. From the optics were great, I have to say. The India-US relationship, let me take that one first. The India-US relationship is perhaps in its best phase it has ever been. And when I say ever, I mean ever since India's independence. There was a lot of back and forth, a little bit of mistrust with India being non-aligned, but swaying largely to the Soviet Union as it became a defense partner of India, and it became a partner on very many levels. The India relationship with the U.S. actually got going only in the last 2 decades in a very serious manner. And it was only about a decade ago that America described India as a very important, comprehensive, strategic partner. At this point, I have argued that this relationship and this meeting is more important for Joe Biden than it is for Narendra Modi. And I will tell you why. Joe Biden has been in office only for 7 months now, and he's already an embattled president. You mentioned the dropping ratings. Well, ratings will go up and down. He will remain president for the next 4 years. But look at what he faces both at home and outside. He is being called a reliable, unreliable ally. Well, Donald Trump was a new low for America, but Joe Biden has not done very much to fix that image. Joe Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan was seen as one of the biggest botch-ups that America has been able to engineer. Joe Biden ditched France and went ahead with that nuclear submarine deal with the Australians, and the French said that this was a stab in the back, and France is their oldest ally. Joe Biden is facing the growing COVID cases in America. It is undeniable. They may not want to talk about it. Their press may not want to highlight it very much beyond a few stories here and there. But that's a fact that they cannot dismiss, that their hospitals are full of people. Vaccine hesitancy is a serious issue. Americans don't want to wear masks. We've been seeing it here. It feels like, well, mask is just another accessory here in the US. Some people put it on, others don't. There are no rules, there are no strict, it's a political issue, and that's something that the president will have to address if he wants to get rid of the pandemic. There are migrants lining up from Haiti at the border, and there are border patrol forces whipping them. That makes for very, very bad press, to say the least. And then you have the debt crisis. If they don't fix it next month, as soon as next month, they will face a cash crunch. They may not be able to pay salaries of their soldiers overseas. So, you see, he has a whole range of issues that are not going right for him. And then comes the Indian Prime Minister. This is a relationship that they value. Both Republicans and Democrats agree that India is a very important partner, and this gives some breathing room for the US administration and for the US government. So for Joe Biden, this meeting was very important. This meeting is an attempt to burnish America's multilateral credentials. It's an attempt to show that America remains a reliable partner and is not shy of putting its weight behind countries and allies that it deems important in its scheme of things. And right now, Joe Biden's focus is the East, it is China, and they would like to see India as an effective and solid and reliable counterweight to China. I'm not sure that's a role that India signed up for, but that's what the Americans want.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.